Today we are going to review and go over combining like terms. Okay, we're going to go over parts of an expression. So right here is an algebraic expression. There are different parts of it. So notice how not everything, we don't have just all numbers. We have some x's in there. We're not quite sure what that is. So an algebraic expression is going to have different parts. First, we're going to have a variable term. And a variable is something that could change. We're not quite sure what it is, okay? So the variable term is probably going to have part of the unknown. So for that, we're going to have 9x, 16x, negative x. So it is a term with a variable, and the variable is going to go ahead and be that x. So if I'm going to write out my variable terms, I would have 9x, 16x, and negative x. When highlighting or circling your variable terms, you're going to include the sign in front of it. Okay, if there's no sign in front of it like 9, that is telling me it's a positive 9. Negative x really means negative 1x. But I don't have to put the 1 because any number times 1 is itself. But negative x, I want you to look at that and think negative 1x. So variable terms, it has a number and then a variable. A smaller category on the variable terms are called coefficients, and the coefficient is the number next to the variable. So the coefficient is going to be the number in front of the variable. So like on this variable term, 9x, the coefficient of this variable term is 9. The coefficient of 16x, so coefficient, the number in front of the variable, is 16. And then on negative x, the coefficient, so the number in front of the variable, is going to be negative 1. Also, you notice I have these leftover numbers. So leftover numbers in our expression are called constant terms. So the constant is going to be the term or the number without a variable, because in this equation, it is constant. It does not change. So constant terms are going to be just the number. So I have negative 2, I have 8, and 10 are my constant terms in this expression. If you did not highlight your parts of your expression in your notes, you can always circle the different parts in different colors, or if you choose, you can circle and maybe just triangle, give it a different shape so you're not circling everything in the same pencil color, to go ahead and help you figure out which part is which. So looking at our examples here, okay, I have this expression. I need to figure out what the variable terms are, what the constant terms are, and then what the coefficients are. So the first thing I would do is go ahead and circle everything with an A. This doesn't have an A, so let's give it a triangle. So my variable terms, I said my variable terms, I have 8A and I have 2A. For my constant terms, so I just have one constant, and it was negative 3. And then remember, coefficient meant the number in front of the variable. So the coefficients then are 8 and 2. Same thing with this next expression. So I have an x here I have an X. Make sure you circle the sign in front of it. Going here, maybe I just underline these ones. So variable terms. My variable terms, I have X and negative 3X. My constants are negative 12 and 22. And then coefficient. And again, coefficient is the number in front of the variable. Well, it doesn't look like there's a number in front of my X, but there is. If I don't see a number, the number is always going to be 1. So my coefficients are 1 and negative 3. And last but not least, number 3 here. I'm just going to highlight it this time. So here, something with an A. This one has an A. Oh, that one has a B. I'm going to give it just a different color just to go ahead. And then here is just a number by itself. Okay, so variable terms. The variable terms I have a negative 19A. Whoops, sorry. A, 2B, and 6A. My constant terms, so something I have that's not changing, I have a negative 10. And now coefficients, the number in front of the variables, I have 19A, oh, not A, just 19. I have 2, and I have 6. Combining like terms. So you can simplify an algebraic expression by combining like terms. This means to combine common variable terms in constant terms. So here's our example. We need to simplify the expression below. So right here is the expression. So at this point is where you can either make marks or symbols. So either you can circle certain ones and underline and draw triangles, or I prefer to highlight. So let's see, I have a number with an X, number with an X, got an X here, and then I have a constant, and a constant. So to go ahead and simplify this expression now, I'm going to add up or put together all of my variable terms. When doing this, the X is not going to change, okay? You're going to have the number of X's is going to change. So I'm going to go 9 plus 16 minus 1. So 9 plus 16 gives me 25. And then I'm going to subtract 1, and it'll give me 24. So I have 24x. I've used all these guys. And then now I combine my constants. So negative 2 plus 8 plus 10. So over here, just do the math. Negative 2 plus 8 gives me 6. And then I add 10. And I got 16, so 16 is a positive number. I put plus 16. That is how I combine those like terms. Okay, so let's look at this example here. I have a P, a number with a P, and just a constant. So 4 plus 8 gives me 12p. Bring the variable back down. You just add or subtract the coefficients and the variable remains. If there is not a variable, I cannot combine it. So I could not add 10 to 12 because 12 is connected by multiplication to p. Okay, I cannot do that. Remember, order of operations, I cannot do addition before I do multiplication. So I just have one constant, so I'm just going to bring that down and go plus 10. So the actual, if I was just to write what that is, we would have 12p plus 10, and that would be my final answer. Same over here with 12. I have, let's go, variable term, constant. Okay, so starting with the variable terms, I have plus 2 minus 14. Well, plus 2 is a positive 2, minus 14, 2 minus 14. So it'll give me negative 12. Bring the x down. And then, so I've done both those. 12 plus 8. So 8 plus 12 gives me 20. So plus 20 is negative 12 plus 20. Down here on 13, so maybe I just want to circle the variable terms. Make sure they're all both A, and underline the constants. So A minus 4A. So that would be 1A minus 4A. So 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So I have negative 3A. And then negative 7 plus 2. Negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. So negative 3A minus 5. And same for the last one over here. So we can circle. Oh, I have an S over here, and then I have R's. But guess what? I cannot combine S and R because those are different letters. I can't do it. So that's why I underlined those. So R, which would be 1R plus 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 3R. And negative 2S minus 8S. So negative 2 minus 8. Negative 2 minus 8 is negative 10. Bring the S back down. Giving you this page is I want you to go ahead and add a summary to your notes of any part of this, that a different way that you can go ahead and rewrite the information or something. Maybe give me a sentence about what the notes were about, or some information that might help you remember to be able to identify and combine like terms.